thank you again for joining me. Today's yoga is going to be chair yoga. And don't be fooled, it's not easy. You'll still be challenged. But we're doing chair yoga because many of the other videos that I did were very heavy on the wrists. And also we did a lot of work while on our knees. So one of my friends actually asked me to do a video that didn't use the knees because she had just recently fallen and scraped her knees and can't do the poses. So this is a great alternative if you're really, really tight. And so some of the other poses that we did in other videos were still difficult. If you want to take a break from all that weight on your wrists that comes with that tabletop position and down dog. And if you just want to do something different because you can't do the tabletop because you've injured your knees, you know who you are. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin. When you're sitting on your chair, you want to have a chair where your knees are not too high up, okay? And you also want to have it so that your knees are about 90 degrees. And the first thing that we're going to do, you don't want to be leaning back in the chair, okay? It's just like when we start yoga where we sit upright. And so you want to do the same thing. You want to just focus for a moment on your posture, keeping a long neck and a long spine. Bringing your shoulders behind you just a little bit, squeezing your shoulder blades together just a little bit. And what that does is it keeps you active, it keeps you from slouching, and it also helps to open your chest a little bit so that you can breathe easier. So as you're sitting there on the front of your chair, just close your eyes, keeping that nice long posture. Take a couple of deep breaths. Inhale and exhale through the nose if you can. As you inhale, you lengthen your neck, lengthen your spine, press your bottom maybe onto the seat of the chair. Relax the elbows, relax the hands. You can either put the hands, each hand on the thigh, or just kind of nestle the hands one inside the other. And then just take a couple of breaths as you focus on your breathing and how your body moves with your breath. It's a little windy today. I don't know if you can hear the wind whistling outside. I like that sound, to be honest. I like being able to listen to some kind of natural sound as I sit here. So just take a couple more breaths. I'll be quiet. Okay, and then open your eyes. So, just like when we're standing, we always begin with a forward bend. We're going to begin with something that's very similar to a forward bend. So, keeping your knees together. As you inhale, you're going to lengthen your spine. And then as you exhale, you take your stomach and put your stomach as best you can on your thighs. And then you fold forward. Oops, I have my glasses on. And then as you inhale, you round your back and you come back to sitting. So as we're going to do 3 more of those, and as you do those, you exhale, you fold from the hips. So a lot of people, if you're tight here, you might be bending like this, okay? Try to keep that back strong and bend right here. That's why we focus on putting the stomach on the thighs first, and then you round your back and drop your head. And then as you inhale, you come right back, rounding your back, come to your seated position. 2 more. This time think about your thighs. Oftentimes when we're tight, as you bend forward, your knees want to come apart. Try to squeeze your knees together. That's where you get the stretch. Inhale, coming back to your seated position. And 1 more. Exhale, folding forward. Relax your arms, relax your neck. And inhale, come to your seated position. This time you're going to open your legs just a little bit wider than hip width. And we're going to focus on stretching the inside of our legs now. But we keep the posture the same. So again, we're not bending here, okay? You're long here and you're actually bending from the hip. So your stomach drops down, okay? And straight away you should be feeling it in the inside of your legs. You can bring your hands to the ground. I like to bring my toes up. That helps me to press my feet into the floor. And then on your next exhale, now you can drop your head down, rounding your back. And then inhale, come back into that flat position. You can take the tops of your fingers to the floor. Bring your hands to your knees, okay? Drop down. You can feel a little bit of a stretch in your shoulders, maybe the inner arms, and then come back to your seated position. Relax. 2 more of those, okay? Inhale with a long spine. And then exhale, keeping your knees. Don't let your legs drop in. Okay, keeping your knees in the same direction as your toes. Drop down. You can put your hands or your fingertips on the floor. 1 breath with that nice long back. And then as you exhale, drop down as much as you can. Inhale, once again, a long spine. This time too, think about just looking a little bit in front of your hands, and that way you can think about the top of your head and pushing the top of the head forward. And then bringing your hands back again to your knees, letting your stomach and your chest drop down a little bit if you can. Press the hands into the knees, come back to sitting, relax. Inhale, 1 more of those, and then exhale. Of course, if you've fallen and your knees are injured, don't grab the knees, do the top of the thighs, okay? Fold forward, bringing your hands to the ground or your fingertips, whichever is easiest. Long spine, and then this is the 3rd time, so maybe you'll notice that you can actually drop down a little bit more than you did the other 2 times. Inhale into your flat position, flat back position. Hands to knees, pressing into the knee and letting your chest drop down a little bit. You might feel this near the neck and you might feel this near the shoulder blades. Press into your knees and come to standing. Relax your legs. Let's come into a little twist. Cross the right leg over the left leg, okay? Bend this right ankle. Make sure that this left knee is not falling in like this. Try to have the ankle just under the knee. Bringing the left arm up. And then as you exhale, you're going to take the left arm to the outside of the right leg. Okay? And bring the right arm forward. So this is a little bit of a counter twist, and just kind of twist a little bit like this, bringing the right arm back and then the right arm forward. Back and forward, back and forward. And now you're going to bring the right arm out to the side and back as far as you can go. So be careful here. Press your bottom, the right and the left side, into the chair and lengthen the spine. That way you're not going to be, leaning to one side. If you feel both parts of your bottom against the chair, come back to a neutral position, relax. Then that's going to keep your spine straight, and that will help you do this pose in a way that's not bad for your lower back. Let's try that again. Inhale, bringing the left arm up, and then exhale, taking the left arm to the outside of the right leg, bringing the right arm forward. And then reach it forward, and then reach the shoulder back. Reach the shoulder forward, reach the shoulder back. 1 more forward, and then take the arm out to the side. Long spine, pushing your bottom into the chair and bringing your arm back as much as you can. And now we're going to do a little bit of a stretch in the neck. So first you're going to look back at the right hand as much as you can, and then look over the left shoulder. And the right hand and the left shoulder, 1 more time of each. the right hand, the left shoulder, come back and relax. So we're sitting down, but that was a pretty intense move, wasn't it? Let's go ahead and do the other side. The left leg is over the right, the left ankle is bent. All right, let's bring the right arm up, and then the right arm comes over to the outside of the left leg, reaching the left arm forward. And let's go ahead and do a couple of these twists. So the left hand comes a little bit more, reach as far as you can, and then pull that left shoulder back, but keep the elbow straight. And then again, forward and back. Just a couple more of those. This just feels so good. It's such a simple stretch. Okay, now lengthening the spine, pressing your bottom equally right and left onto the chair. Bring that left arm out to the side and back behind you as much as you can. So you're actually pressing into the leg with the right arm. 2 breaths here. This is a lovely stretch. Okay, come back to center and relax. Okay, you can relax the ankle too. Okay, let's try that again. The right arm comes up. And exhale, the right arm comes over to the outside of the left leg. And the left arm comes forward. Reach it forward a little bit, or as much as you can. And then back. And then forward. And then back. One more time forward, and then bringing the arm back behind you. So be careful, you're not going to be like this, right? You kind of want to be nice and straight, and then your arm is going to be behind you as much as you can. But really, just as much as you can. So now let's go ahead and look back at the left hand, and then look over the right shoulder, and the left hand, and the right shoulder. Let's just do that one more time. Left hand, right shoulder, and back to center. Feels so good. Go ahead and shake your legs out. Let's do a little bit of a stretch for the backs of the legs. Keep that right leg straight. Sit just on the edge of your chair and fold forward as much as you can. And back, keeping the ankle straight. This is a real easy stretch for the back of the legs. One more time. Folding forward and relax. Let's do the other side. The left leg is straight, the right leg is bent. Folding forward and relax and forward and relax. If this is really easy for you, don't worry. We'll take care of you soon. And come back. All right, we're going to go for a really deep stretch in the groin. So now bring your legs open as wide as you can. And this time take the hands to the inside of the knees. So you're not grabbing anything. Your hands are going to be extended, your fingers extended. And you're going to press on the inside of the legs. And as you're pressing your legs back, now you're going to come forward. And then slide your hands down. Press into your knees with your elbows. Okay? And then reach your spine forward. Take 2 breaths here. This is such a lovely, easy stretch. And when you're finished, press into the floor with your legs come to your seated position. Exhale, bring that right hand to the floor, just below your chest. And now we're going to twist again, bringing the left arm up. Exhale, the left hand comes down, and inhale up. Now, your body might want to go and do something like this, okay? Try to keep your body straight. So you're actually reaching forward with your spine, and so and come back to sitting. So you're twisting right here, okay? And come forward, putting the left hand on the ground, and the right hand is going to come up. And exhale down, and right hand up on an inhale, and down, and back to sitting. The next one, I think, is probably one of the most amazing yoga poses in the world. if you have back pain at all, if you have leg pain or hip pain, this is a pose that you should probably do several times a day. Bring your legs about hip width apart. This is the kind of the equivalent of pigeon pose. You've probably seen pigeon pose in magazines and videos. Bring the right ankle to the top of to the front of the left thigh. Now, some of you are maybe going to be doing this, okay? You don't want to bend this ankle, and what you want to do is have, if you can, the ankle can be on the thigh, but sometimes that ankle bone is a little bit painful. So if you can, you kind of want this part of your leg. Let me just show you. So not the ankle bone, but just above the ankle bone a little bit. You want that on the thigh. And now this is really important. You keep this right ankle bent as much as you can. That stabilizes the knee. So now as you inhale, you're going to lengthen your spine, and once again we bend from the hips. So remember, that means actually focusing on bringing your stomach forward and your chest up a little bit. And this alone, already, without doing anything else, you're going to be feeling this in the right hip, inside the joint, and along the outside of the right leg. Come back. Okay. Inhale. We're going to do 3 more of those. Exhale, fold forward, but keeping your spine long. This is the second time we're doing this, so maybe you can come forward just a little bit more. Come back to sitting. You can stretch the ankle. Okay, bend the ankle. Inhale, and again, this is the 3rd time. Just see if you can come forward a little bit more. If not, you just do it to the best that you can. If you're comfortable here, you might take your arm and just press down very, very gently the thigh, the right thigh, and come back. One more. Inhale and exhale. Folding forward. Now this is the 4th time we're doing it. This is the last time. You can stay here. If you're comfortable already in this position, you can come forward. And I like to grab my hands and press my right hand into my left arm. But if that's too much, you could also just try doing this, or just, find a comfortable way to do it. We're going to take 2 more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. Come back to seated. Okay, just move that leg around a little bit. But you can tell already that right hip joint feels so good. Okay, let's try the other one. So hip width apart, bringing the left leg up, and you're bringing just above the ankle bone to the right thigh. Okay, keeping that left ankle bent, long spine. And this is the 1st time, so just, a little bit of a bend. Taking your stomach and pressing your stomach towards your calf. Long spine, long neck. Try to relax the shoulders and the mouth. Come back to your seated position. Inhale and exhale. This is the 2nd time. See if you can come forward just a little bit more. And back. Bring your chest up. Go ahead and relax that ankle for a minute. Okay, once again, bend your ankle, long spine. So this is the 3rd time we're doing it. So this is where you can really want to kind of see how far forward you can bend. Maybe you can put your chest on the leg. Maybe you can take the left arm and just press down on the thigh. Okay, if there's any pain in the knee though, of course, please stop this pose straight away. Okay, come back up. Inhale with a long spine, and exhale. This time is the last time, so just find your comfortable way of doing it. You can press your left foot against the right arm and the right arm against the leg. What that does is you're using the muscle, so it just kind of activates the area that you're stretching. You can also just fold forward, or you can just sit like this if this is comfortable. One more breath. Okay, come up. Go ahead and drop that leg down and just move it around a bit. Okay, let's come to standing. So we're going to do a little bit of a deeper hamstring stretch, bringing the right leg up onto your chair. Okay, so you want to stand so that you're not too close to the chair, but you also don't really want to be like this either. Okay, so you want to be nice and tall, nice and straight. And as you exhale, as always, we're going to be focusing on that bending from the hips. So that might mean just to here, that might mean just to here, wherever you can. But right along this right leg, you should be feeling a stretch. If you can go ahead and touch the chair. Okay, if you're really fine in your hamstrings, then you can go ahead and focus on your stomach coming to your thigh, and maybe your chest then coming down towards your knee. But don't do this, okay? And come back to standing. Exhale, folding forward as best as you can. And inhale, coming up. 2 more of those, okay? Exhale, forward. If you're a runner, this is also a really important thing to do. Coming back up. Last one, you guys. Exhale, folding forward, long spine, bending at the hips, and come back up. Okay, let's do the other side. Inhale, and exhale, folding forward. This is the first time, so just take it easy. Also, don't be surprised if one side is tighter than the other. That's perfectly normal. And exhale, folding forward, so your stomach is going to come to your thigh. If you can, you can bring your head down, you can bring your chest down, touch the chair. Inhale. If this is really tight for you, just this is enough. This is our 3rd time bending forward. Just really like this, whatever it takes. If you're tight, if you're feeling a stretch in here, that's what you're looking for. Okay, and then come back up. And your last time. Inhale. And exhale. Folding forward. This is the 4th time, so if you can, see if you can drop down a little bit more than you have before. Wow, can you hear that wind? Okay, come back. I'm going to, it's getting warm in this room. So actually, every time I do any kind of work on my hamstrings, I get hot because my hamstrings are tight. It drives me crazy. All right, now we're going to be doing a couple of stretches, including a kind of down dog, which I think you'll find very interesting. So let's go ahead and bring our legs about hip width apart, okay? And if you can, put your elbows on your chair. This is kind of like a forward bend. Let your head and your chest relax, and then just bend the right leg. And then if you can, bend forward so that your head is reaching down towards the chair. So we're going to be stretching all along the left leg, but you're also going to be feeling a stretch right along here because our pelvis is tilted a little bit. Okay, bend both legs, give your legs a little bit of a rest. And now keep the left leg bent and just the right leg is going to be straight, dropping your head down. Bend both legs. We're going to do one more on each side. Straighten the left leg and bend the right. Now if you're in this position and you're already feeling this, just stay here. If you are able to, go ahead and bring your hands down, okay, and your chest down. Bend both legs, and then straighten the right leg. And then you can either just stay like this, or go ahead and come down as far as you can. Relaxing your shoulders and your eyes. Okay, and then come into kind of like a flat tabletop position. Now, because we're giving our wrists a little bit of a break, the best thing to do would be, if you have a chair, just grab the ends of your chair. And so that way your weight is more on here as opposed to your wrist being bent like this. And go ahead and bring your legs out wide. And we're just going to do the same thing that we did before. You're going to drop your chest down and bring your head to the seat. And come back up, okay? If this is easy, then you just bring your legs wider, okay? Drop your chest down, bring your head to your seat. If you want to, you can bend that right leg so that you're getting a little bit more of a stretch in the outside of the right leg. Straighten that knee, and then bend the left knee. And straighten. One more time on each side. You don't have to bend your leg. If your legs are straight and you're feeling a deep stretch, just stay right there. Straighten that right leg, and then only if you want, bend the left knee. And back. Okay, that was a warm-up. We're going to now come into a couple of poses that are lovely but difficult. Okay, let's go ahead and bring our legs back to the center. Grabbing onto the edge of your seat. Take the left leg back and take the top of the foot to the floor. Okay, so not your toes, but the top of your toes. So you might already be feeling a little bit of a stretch in the front of the ankle. Now you're going to bend that right knee, okay, and drop your pelvis down. Now don't let your shoulders come up to your ears. Press into the chair so that your neck is long, and feel that stretch in the left ankle. Come back to center. Okay, now we'll do the other side. Take the right foot, the top of the foot, the front of the foot onto the floor. Okay, bend the left knee, drop the pelvis down, and pull the chest up. Maybe even pull the shoulders back. Okay, this is a little bit hard, and you probably want to do this. So really lift your chest up. And you're pressing into the ground with the top of the right foot. Come back to standing. So we're going to do one more on each side. You can do it exactly that same way. For those of you who want, bring the left foot back and the top of the foot to the floor. Once again, drop your pelvis down. And then just cross your ankles, the right ankle on top of the left. That gives a little bit of weight to this stretch. Okay, back to center. And then let's do the other side. So now the right leg is back and the top of the right foot is on the ground. You're dropping your pelvis down, and then you're crossing the left ankle onto the right. Okay? Moving forward. Okay. Come to standing. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I do. My yoga students, some of them love that. Some of them hate it. Some of them have a love-hate relationship with that pose. I always find that to be such a beautiful release. I love that pose. All right, we're gonna do down dog and a couple of things in that down dog position, and then that would be it for today, okay? So let's go ahead and once again grab the corner of the seat and walk your legs back. So this time you want your legs to be a little bit behind you, because now what you're going to do is you're just going to shift your weight back, and your bottom reaches up, okay? If you can, you want to keep your heels to the floor, and your chest is just going to kind of drop down, and your head will be right between your arms. So you'll feel this probably in your shoulders, maybe in your arms, in the backs of your legs certainly. Okay, come back to neutral. One more just like that. Your legs are going to come back. Okay, and reach back with your bottom, reach up with your bottom. Let your chest drop down. Let your head drop between your arms. If you want, you can even raise your toes. That gives you a little bit more of a stretch. Okay, and now go ahead and walk that right leg forward. Put the left leg back. Take your hand to the center of your chair. And now just bring yourself into what we call triangle pose. So now what you want to do in this pose is, you don't want it bending like this, okay? You actually want to take the right side, because your right leg is forward, so your right side is facing down, and you kind of push it towards the chair. And then you do the same thing with this side. This hip right here, you're trying to pull it back a little bit. And you're actually trying to take this right bottom or the right hip crease and push it forward a little bit. And that's where the beauty of this stretch comes in. Okay, look up at the sky if you can. And then come back into your down dog. I'm going to switch sides so we can do the other side. Okay, this time your left leg is going to come forward. Your right foot is going to be angled a little bit, about 45 degrees. This time the left hand comes to the center of the chair, and the right hand is going to come up. I can see I need a little bit more stretch. Okay, so now the same thing again. Your right hip and your right bottom are going to go kind of like pushing back, and your left hip crease is going to be pushing forward a little bit. Okay, both sides of your body are going to be reaching towards the chair. And your arm comes up, and you can look up at your hand or at the ceiling. Take a deep breath and go ahead and come back into your down dog. This time, bring your right leg forward. Okay, and your left leg again is going to be angled. This time, you're going to bend that front knee, your right knee, and bring your arm to the chair, okay? And just bring your left hand over. You can grab the outside of the leg. But if you can now, think about this left shoulder. Pull the left shoulder back so that your body is actually kind of twisting up towards the ceiling. And relax. Now when we do this, pretend that there's a chair right here, okay? So sometimes when we do this, okay, so let's go ahead and do it together. Your left shoulder, you're going to pull back, okay? Now what happens sometimes is this knee drops in, maybe your bottom sticks out, okay? So try to keep this knee pointing straight ahead towards the chair. Your chest is twisting, and don't let your bottom relax, don't let your butt reach back. And relax. Let's do the other side. So when I say relax, I mean come into your down dog. And this time bringing the left leg forward, bending that knee. Okay, your right leg is reaching, or is pointing out to the side. And now your left elbow is going to come to the chair. Take your right hand and you can grab the leg or your buttocks. Okay, long spine, and then take this shoulder and twist your shoulder back. Look up at the sky if you can. If this is too difficult, you can always do it like this as well. I guess I should have told you that on the other side. And relax. Okay, let's go ahead and try the same thing. You can bring it onto your knee, do it like this, or if you can, onto the chair. Okay, take that right shoulder, pull the right shoulder back. That's gonna actually pull your your rib cage around. Keeping that left leg straight, keeping your right buttocks pushing forward. Okay, come back to down dog, back to your chair. Okay, sit down. Now we're just gonna have a relaxing forward bend. You can have your legs open. Just relax your shoulders, your head. Okay, and come up. Okay, so the last thing that we're gonna do is a little something for our shoulders. If you have a belt or a towel, you're gonna wanna get that now. And we're gonna take our belt or towel, and it's gonna be just a little bit wider than our shoulders, okay? Reach forward as much as you can, but without leaning forward, okay? So it's gonna look like this. And then, take your right hand and pull as hard as you can to the right, and your left hand as hard as you can to the left, at the same time that you're pressing your arms and your hands forward. So you should be feeling, this area right here, working. Just stay there for a couple breaths. And then bend your wrists down, and then bend your wrists up, and relax. Last one. Okay, reach forward, reach your arms forward, pull those arms right and left. And as you're pulling to the right and pulling to the left, just kind of roll your hands to the inside. And now you're thinking about pulling your thumbs off to the right and the left. You should feel this in your neck and your shoulders. Deep breath. Okay, relax. And if you feel like it, go ahead and just bring your arms behind you a little bit, a couple times, just to release some of that energy. But if you're not interested, just toss it away, okay? And you're welcome to lay down on the ground for your Shavasana. Since you have a chair, I could also recommend that when you do, normally with Shavasana we're just laying flat on the ground, but you might find that laying on the ground and bringing your legs up like this is really, really, really comfortable for your lower back. So you can try it like this. You can try it normal, or you can just give it up altogether, roll over to your side, come to a seated position, either on the floor or sitting on your chair. Okay, just take a moment to close your eyes. Take a couple of deep breaths. Just take a moment to feel how your shoulders and your arms and your neck are a little bit more relaxed. Your legs and your hips and your lower back are also somewhat more relaxed. Take a moment to just focus again on your breathing and how your body moves with that breath. Excuse me. Oh dear. Okay, and open your eyes. Bring your hands to prayer.